What's up, deputies? Officer, first 30 minutes here. Hope everybody is doing well, and thank you for joining the stream. Or if you're watching this after the fact on YouTube, I do appreciate it. Today, we're taking a look at the latest patch update. This is 0.1.4 for EmergeNYC. The game is currently in its pre-alpha phase. This was the latest patch. I believe it went live today. So we're going to take a look at the patch notes and then actually go into the game, play around, and try to answer as many questions as I can. The game's available on Steam right now for $35. Right now, I can't give you a solid recommendation as whether to buy it or to pass it. That's why we're doing these streams and videos as each update comes out. Hopefully we'll see the game get better and better, but right now it's at such an early stage, I don't know how it will play out. So that's why we're tracking the progress of this game. And for those who don't know EmergeNYC, it's a game based off the first responders in New York City, specifically police, fire, and EMS. So let's take a look at the notes here before we boot up the game. So a full update will be worked on all week and released Sunday. So that would be Sunday, December 4th. Patches will be made throughout the week to address more issues and bugs that we find. So it looks like they're going through and trying to fix a lot of problems people are running into, which is a good thing. Attached below are some progress photos of our Fire Academy buildings. Only the buildings are nearly complete. So the Fire Academy is something they're trying to set up to get people adjusted to the game when you first start before you actually take any live calls. So it's going to be an area where you can go train, learn all the controls of the game. And I think it's a great idea, kind of like a tutorial level. Here we've got some pictures of what it's starting to look like. And then here's the changelog. We'll go through these briefly. These are all the changes that are in the latest patch. So they've temporarily removed ability to open doors and compartments. We can no longer do that. We took a look at that feature last stream, but apparently it was causing a pretty big hit on performance. Fix automatic sirens on engine 32. Fix minimap and compass not set correctly at start with engine 32. Fix loud door closing sound on start. Fix engine 32 headlights and interior lights being always disabled. Fix chrome appearing black for some users. Fix generators sticking out of the L75 trailer. Fix unaligned LED on 66 truck. Added proper diamond plate metal shader throughout squad 28. Move St. Luke's ambulance from inside the building. Fix black door handles on the Crown Vic. Fix weird overlapping of EQ2B siren on E32 while winding down. Fix stuttering compartment on tower ladder 68. Fixed E32 driver door swinging open on sharp turns. Well, that's a good thing. And we just got a new subscriber, Goonie07. Thank you, buddy, for subscribing. Thank you for using your Twitch Prime. Welcome to the Deputy family. Enjoy your badges and emotes. Where was I? Fix massive lag when going into turnable ladder mode. Reduce emergency light radiation on fire vehicles by over 50%. Here's some changes they hope to implement in the next patch. There's going to be a new chase camera which follows turns of vehicle. I'm excited for that. Right now you have to manually turn your camera, especially while driving. I have to hold down the right mouse button and adjust the camera. Looks like they're going to fix the physics on the tiller trailer, fix the radiation on EMS and police vehicles. By radiation, I believe they mean, the lights bouncing off the buildings and the brightness of the emergency lights. Spawning system for EMS and PD vehicles so they are not constantly spawned on the map. And then they're looking into fixing some audio issues. So enough of that. Let's go ahead, get the game up and running, and take a look at this latest patch. And I'll try to answer as many questions as I can. I know a lot of you are curious about this game. It's been a problem. There haven't been a lot of good emergency related games out, and the ones that are out, they're just pretty rough. So I do like this. They finally updated the numbering, so this is correct. We're on 0.1.4. There's something weird with the buttons. You have to almost go to the very bottom of this play button. I've noticed that. Just a minor problem. We'll continue to the tech demo. I'm still having the issue with the black screen being present from 30 to 60 seconds while the game's loading up. I don't know what's causing it, but it is kind of annoying. I could see a first-time user opening this up, seeing this screen, and thinking the game's not going to load or the game crashed. So we have the joy of waiting for this black screen. I don't know if it's an additional loading screen just with no graphics. I don't know what it is, but it's been present on every build of the game that I've played. Is the game coming to Xbox One? I do not know the answer to that question. That's a great question, though. I know if you look at the YouTube archive of this video, the developer, they're pretty good at answering questions that are brought up. I do notice with the settings panel, settings that I have enabled from past times playing, they don't carry over into the current play. So every time I've got to adjust these, and it's annoying when you're adjusting these. It'll cause the screen to go blank. I'm trying to set this anti-aliasing. There we go. Then we're going to apply it, and it's also going to cause the screen to go black. And then we're going to save those settings, but it doesn't matter. They don't ever save. I was told to enable those settings so that we don't have textures disappearing, because that was a big issue. And every other time I've played this game, textures would disappear, especially when you would zoom out into the overhead camera. So I'll let you guys decide what fire vehicle we're going to go into first. Here are your choices right here on the right. So in the chat, type the number of the vehicle you want me to go to, and I'll let the chat catch up here, and we'll go in that vehicle. We'll just drive around, take a look at the one fire on the map that's still there, and just chill, basically. Yeah, I think I've fixed most of the problems with the stream from yesterday, specifically about the audio. Seen a lot of 68s. We'll go with 68. I think that's the most popular one, just based off the judge. Or based off my brief look at the chat. Let's go ahead, open. This is the vehicle that was chosen. Let's get it out here. Headlights are on. As you can see, this is the night cycle of the game. We'll go ahead, turn on lights. Oh, I just ran into that parked car. I think I have traffic off. I can enable it if you guys want to see a little bit of traffic, but the more traffic you add, the worse performance you're going to get. In the top right, you can see my FPS counter. I think I'm on a one-way street, actually, heading into oncoming traffic. You guys chose the huge ladder truck. Now, according to people who actually know what these vehicles look like, apparently these are very accurate models. I don't know myself. I'm not too familiar with fire trucks. but everyone I've talked to about it says it's very accurate. Going to the first person view here. This Volkswagen is about to get run over. Actually, I think this is a firehouse. Escape opens the map a little bit bigger. We're running into everything. So I think that's the only sirens on this truck. Those two. I don't have the name of the sirens. There are no callouts in the pre-alpha. There is one fire that's simply stationary on the map that you can respond to. So that's where we're headed. Performance does seem a little bit better. I'm getting about 100 frames per second with minimal traffic, which was a lot more than I was getting in the past. We're going to take a left here. Here's the fire. We can actually use the ladder, so I think we're going to try to do that. Use this to block it off. This is the only fire that's currently in. Here we go. We're up actually in this bucket, and there's a fire hose gun or whatever this is called. I'm not exactly sure. And here I think we can extend the ladder. Let's look at the controls. So to extend the ladder, we're going to hit E. I can never remember that. E and Q for the ladder controls. There we go. We're getting real close to that fire so we could put it out. Actually, this is a fairly good position. And that seems to be an addition. Town Ladder 68, that 10 code. I'm not sure what that was. And there we go. As you can see, it's set up. I'm still having some textures disappearing through the buildings. I believe, can these actually come down, you know, to keep the truck stationary? Because with it extended so much, I would worry that the truck could potentially flip over. So let's see. I think there was some type of option. Maybe it's the outriggers. We can try it. Yep. Look, they're coming down. Oh, that's cool. That is so cool. We're actually off the ground. Our front tires are off the ground at the moment. So I probably need to adjust that a little bit. Why are they off? Why is it off balanced? It looks like I'm on fairly, you know, stable ground. Maybe it's supposed to do that? I'm not sure, but that's kind of cool. Bring Tiller 75 to the scene. We can do that. We can do that. All right, let's get in that vehicle. So we'll go ahead. This is a big truck, isn't it? Oh yeah, and this is the thing I have trouble. I don't know how it was backed in there. It was actually at an angle. This is the truck I cannot drive. This thing is absolutely crazy. So we'll go ahead and respond as well. Looks like a little bit of some type of glitching there. Not too sure what's going on. Outriggers are supposed to do that, so it's supposed to take you off the ground. I've seen them on some, utility trucks, mainly when they're working on power lines, or if they have a bucket with the ladder extended all the way. Oh my gosh. That was a head-on collision. Some of them do have air horns. The physics of this one are a little suspect. A little suspect. FPS, we're on the day cycle now. We've dropped about by 20 frames, roughly. The chase camera is going to be nice because I hate adjusting this camera all the time. Battalion 5 should block off the road. We can bring them to the scene. Shouldn't be a problem. All right, 75's on scene as well now. I know this thing also has a ladder. I can never back up in this thing. I have such limited experience with backing up something with a trailer on it. Is it safe to have two ladders on top of each other? Is the other question. Let's go into ladder mode here. Yeah, I believe at some point you're going to be able to go into first person and leave the fire truck. At least I hope so. You can look at it too from a top-down view. If we zoom all the way out, we can move our camera around. This ladder, I don't know really what what I had planned to go on there, but it's up, it's running. The frames in this view, they drop down significantly, even more. We're now in the 30 range. And then by clicking on the vehicle, you can go back to that certain vehicle when you're in that top-down camera view. Yeah, it would be cool to respond to fires on the countryside. You know, we've seen a lot of games that are in the city, so maybe that's something that can be looked into. In the last patch, we were able to open all these compartments on the truck, but right now it's just not available because they said it was performance problems. Once again, we're getting about 40-ish FPS. Yeah, so we'll go ahead. Somebody was recommending a fire truck to block it off. Let's how about we do a police car? That's a great idea. We'll get a police car out here to go ahead and provide a little bit of assistance by blocking the road. Oh my, and the frames continue to drop. We're now at a 40 FPS with traffic running. Let's get this car to the scene. These are what the police sirens sound like. We do have a rumbler in this car. We're using our smart panel. I do like the rumblers. I think they're really effective, especially in cities that have heavy traffic situations. That's not going to be the right path. Sometimes this map, it is a little confusing. Will FPS be fixed on release? I sure do hope so, because it kind of makes the game not as enjoyable if it's lagging every 2 seconds. I would agree with you on that. The steering and handling of the police cars are pretty bad. Very reminiscent of steering in Autobahn Police Simulator. And actually, things are being toggled, and I'm just using the directional buttons like your W, A, S, and D. So I'm not sure exactly what's being toggled, but I can hear the clicking. Yeah, the rumbler is a great way to get attention of people on the road and hopefully let them know you're coming and to pull over or move wherever they need to allow access of emergency vehicles. We're going to pull up to the scene here and start to block traffic. Just like that. This road is going to be blocked, and we'll grab another police car. I'll let you guys decide, and we will block off the other side. I don't know why all the lights are on. Maybe that's a new update to this patch, but they don't use the actual real-life names. So this Dodge Charger, for instance, I'm looking at, this older model, is called the NYPD Dredge Crawler RMP, and I believe it's due simply to copyright reasons. No worries, Fire Buff. Like I said, this game is really rough. Doesn't interest everybody. We're simply taking a look at it. But thanks for you stopping by. So yeah, we've got the Ford Explorer, Crown Vic, Ford Police Interceptor sedan, and then we have this truck. I don't really know the model of the truck. And then the Crown Vic, of course. All right, I see a couple Crown Vics. Yeah, I really hope the game is good. I want a fun police game to play that you know, isn't some mess. I want the engine to be solid. I want performance of the game to be good. I want it to be fun. You know, those core things, and it's not an easy thing to accomplish. I believe Flip Switch Games is an independent developer. I mean, honestly, I hadn't heard of them before this release. I know they've worked on things in the past, and there's not too many people involved in the project. But I mean, all the time, even with AAA titles now, we're seeing problems. We're seeing promises that never come true in order for them to sell copies or get people to buy pre-alpha access or alpha access. Then the game never gets finished, and it's sad. So I really hope this game doesn't end up like that. So we've got it blocked off now. Somebody was requesting take a look at some EMS, so we will do that. There are a lot of cool ambulances that are available. This is probably one of my favorites, this ambulance based off like an F-250, I believe. And I remember the first time streaming this, I was wondering what this thing right here was. Everyone told me it was air conditioning unit for the box. So we'll go ahead, we'll drive this. I don't think this has first person view. The police cars and the ambulances seem to have this weird dash view. It's not really first person. I don't know what's going on with that, but I believe it's going to be something that will be added into the game. So we'll go ahead and respond to the scene. We do have post office trucks in the game. That is confirmed. Yeah, you notice the worse the performance gets in the game, the worse the handling responds. And that can be really frustrating. You want handling to be smooth. You want the car to go where you tell it to go. And you want it to feel somewhat realistic. I'm not talking about, 100% accurate to life, but I want something that's playable. The driving system in GTA 5 is pretty good, pretty responsive. But a lot of these cars, you'll press an input and there'll be kind of an input lag from when you press the button and when the car goes or stops or turns, and that can be quite frustrating. Yes, real name is Carson. Sometimes I just don't feel like putting on the face cam. That's really all there is to it. No other reasons. So let's get some more ambulances on scene. Actually, we probably need to bring at least another fire truck. So we'll kind of scroll through them here. I'll let you guys see them, and then you guys tell me what we should bring. So here's our Battalion 5, which is the Sierra. We have Squad Company 68. We have Rescue 9 right here with the cool lifeboat thing on it. I'm not sure exactly what that's called. We've got 66, which looks like another ladder truck. We have 78, which is in this station. We've got 49, which I believe we already took his co-partner out of there. We got 32, and then we have 30. I don't believe spotlights are working in this game. I don't know if there are plans to have them working at some point, but right now I'm pretty sure that there's no support for spotlights. But for police cars, that will be an important feature to have those spotlights. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything about spotlights. All right, Justin wants Battalion 5. We've got 32, 30, 32. Let's see. All right, I'm seeing 32 come up quite a few times. So we'll go ahead and pull this one out of the station, and we'll respond. I'm seeing more and more building models come into the game, which is a good thing. A lot of things are currently non-textured in this beta. After we bring this thing, we'll bring Battalion 5 out. See a lot of requests for that too. Let's see here. Yeah, this map it's rough and quite confusing to use. A lot of times I just end up driving around until I happen to stumble upon the fire. It is a grid-based map, though. You are right. It's based off of New York City, which if you look at New York City from a satellite image, it looks like a grid. Let's do this first person the best we can. I have seen school buses in this game, so I'll have to be on the lookout for those. There's another ambulance over there on the side of the road. I think we're going to be headed this way. Inside of the vehicles are very detailed. I do like that. That's pretty fun to do. Using the Y key, it just winds down. It's super loud. Turn on your lights as you pull out of the station. Good suggestion. This is what our scene's looking like now. We've got police blocking off the road. We have 3 fire trucks here. Let's go into our overhead view. Q and E rotate the camera, and then WASD move it around. Looks like X kind of adjusts the altitude. C centers it back up. Z zooms out even more. All right, let's go ahead. Let's get Battalion 5 out here now. So that would be the next car we're going to bring out. We will turn on our lights before we leave. Even turn on the siren there. How about that? Z to open the doors. And we're on the way. There's our school bus. We got a dump truck, a BMW SUV, the Volkswagen Golf. Look like all of our current models. This looks like an older Buick Grand National, would be my guess. Let you guys hear all the different sirens. Each vehicle is equipped with its own sirens. That is a nice feature. Getting about 30 FPS now, so the longer we play it seems like the more and more the frames are dropping. We started out at a pretty good 120 FPS, but as we enable traffic, spawn more vehicles, the game is performing worse and worse. Here are all the police cars. Taking a left. Up ahead, I believe. Oh! Testing the physics out a little bit. There are no damage models, so running into something does nothing at the moment. Yes, the AI drivers in this game are also terrible. I would say worse than GTA 5, definitely. So now we have Battalion 5 on the scene as well. Let's get some more ambulances out here. We currently only have one. So let's go into our EMS section. We do have a supervisor. Oh, I don't think they disabled the door functions on this thing. They still don't open, but they're still highlighting when you go around it. That's the EMS supervisor. You can see the EMS logo on this rear window. Yes, this is the one I was looking for, this older Ram. We'll go ahead, take this out. The lighting for most of the ambulances has 3 stages. This game does have a lot of potential. It does, and I'm hoping it will live up to that potential. We've seen a lot of games that the potential is unfortunately wasted. I know they did, the developer did receive a substantial amount of funding through crowdsourcing the funds. I don't know, what is typical of a budget for a game. I know AAA titles cost millions and millions of dollars. From what I've seen that they've fundraised, it's been more in the realm of, I don't think any more than $100,000 of funding. Honestly, I want to say it's around 60 last time I looked. I don't think they're going to use the real names of the things. They do have NYPD on the cars. These hospitals are apparently based off of real life hospitals, but they are not the actual names. They've changed the names. I guess they're worried about copyright. All right, yeah, we'll get some police response. Can definitely do that. So we've got a couple of vehicles here to choose from. If we actually zoom out, let's go over there to the police vehicles. This is the map from afar. You can see everything pretty clearly. Right now, frames are in the 20 to 30 range. Some buildings are textured, a lot of them are not textured. Can bring the Tahoe. It doesn't look like they have the newest Tahoe in the game. There are some customizable options that were kind of working last time. Let's see if they're a little better now. Accident ahead, that seems to work. Slow down, move over also seems to work. Can we type our own custom message? Yes, that seems to be working a lot better. FTM, there we go. Can disable the push bar as well as the light bars we're using. I'm not sure what the difference is there. It also does have stages of lighting, and you can even disable. Oh look, here's the unmarked. That seems to be actually working now. Unmarked white, unmarked silver, blue, tan. All different types of unmarked. I like that. So we have the panel for the police vehicles. The physics on this car are not the handling, I should say, is terrible. Oh my. This is a pedal to the metal right here. Yeah, it would be really cool to have a message bar in the GTA 5 police cars. That would be pretty cool. Doesn't look like the plates are actually textured though. This is as fast as I'm able to go. Wow. Yeah, that one needs some work. And for some reason, the message board menu continues to stay on the screen, even though there's no message board on the unmarked vehicles. Nothing to change there. Take the EMS supervisor to the scene. We can. I believe the EMS supervisor uses the same vehicle as Battalion 5. Pretty sure. But we will take it there. Handling on this one's also pretty rough. Yeah, this car's got a much better speed. I love just blipping the siren. That's a lot of fun. This thing looks like it could possibly flip. Turning is really, really slow. My goodness. So do you think this is a appropriate response for this little porch fire here? Actually, it looks like more like an apartment fire. That's what it looks like a little closer up. Can we actually go in the building? Oh yeah. What's actually on fire here? What? It just looks like the window. The window is on fire. Pretty funny. Doesn't look like you can toggle the what's it called? What is this called? The canvas. They call it the canvas when you're in this real-time simulator mode with the overhead camera. The plant is on fire. I guess it kind of is. It's like one or two branches. It's a pretty substantial fire. They've actually modeled out this apartment, so at some point I'm hoping we can actually exit the fire truck, run in this building with our fire gear, come in and actually put the fire out. But right now, it's not. We're confined to the trucks and the police cars. FPS once again is struggling, 20 to 30 FPS. Obviously, it's not optimized at this point. I'm on a GTX 980 and an Intel i7 6700K for your reference. Could be an AC fire, I guess. I mean, I'm not seeing an AC unit in the window, but I guess we could pretend that it's an AC unit. I mean, a lot of units, apartment units in New York City will have those window AC units because the buildings won't have central air, and people want their rooms cool during those hot summers. All right, KMW, I hope so. Yeah, it would be pretty repetitive if we go to similar calls and the interiors are, replicated or duplicates. It could, get pretty boring. I could see that. Does the first person work? First person only is functioning in certain vehicles like the fire trucks. I can show you real quick. We'll hop into first person in this truck right here. It is working to some extent. There's no models for your hands or the actual body of your character. I don't even think the steering wheel will turn because I'm hitting the buttons to turn the wheel. Actually, I don't even know if we can move this car with the ladder extended out. I'm actually trying to move it, and it won't even move. This thing, shouldn't move because of the outriggers, or I think they're called. Yeah, outriggers are down. VR support, that would be pretty cool. Get a VR point of view, go into a building and, you know, use your controller to control your fire extinguisher and whatnot. That would be really cool. We can bring some more EMS vehicles to the scene. Absolutely. Let's see what we have here. So we already brought a variant of that and this. This is on scene. Let's get the little older Ford box looking trucks. So we'll go through the 3 lighting stages, turn on the siren, and get over to that fire. Oh, handling is terrible. We're flipping. I flipped it in 2 seconds. Looks like when you flip, it will, you know, spawn you, put you back on all wheels. But man, that was so easy to flip. I don't know if in real life those vehicles are like that, but that's pretty bad. This is the extent of first person on the ambulances and police vehicles. You just simply get this kind of camera mounted on the front windshield. A lot of the models are the same across the ambulances. It's mainly the liveries that are different. But each one just refers to a fictional hospital that's based off of real life hospitals in New York City. Use the police rescue truck. We can bring that over here to the scene. Let's get in our police NYPD vehicles. Forget which one it is. Oh my gosh. I don't know why all the sirens are deciding to activate. They are loud. Let's move out of here. Here's our police rescue truck. Probably one of my favorite police vehicles currently available. This thing looks crazy. I'm hearing all those whales going off. Rip earphone. I know, it's super loud. I've got volume almost turned all the way down, and the game is still super loud. Your ears. Rip. Alright, this one is on scene. I don't know which police car is making that noise. I think we found our the culprit there. It was the unmarked Tahoe making all that noise. So it sounds like the next update is going to be this Sunday. So I'll be traveling this weekend. I should be returning back on Sunday. So hopefully we can take a look at that. I don't know when the Firehouse is gonna release, but I doubt it's gonna be Sunday. It sounds like they're quite a ways off from that one. Yes, I will blame the Tahoe because it was the Tahoe. Yeah, I know they're working on audio-related problems according to the patch notes I read at the beginning of the stream. So I really do hope that is something that gets fixed, but I think we've looked at about everything we can regarding the newest patch update. If you're interested in the game, like I said at the beginning of the stream, it's available on Steam, early access. I still can't recommend it yet. I hope to say one day I recommend this game, but right now it's a hold unless you just really want to mess around with the tech demo. There are no callouts you can go to. There's just a fire you can pretend to go to and figure out how you'd want to stage your response. Guys, thank you so much for joining me on the stream today. I don't know if it will have mod support. These are all really good questions, and maybe at some point we can get an interview or a talk with the developer, and we can ask some of these questions you guys have, so I can get the answers myself. But we're going to conclude the stream for today. Thank you guys for joining. The archive of the stream will be up on YouTube tonight if you missed any of it. And I will see you guys on the next patrol.